Welcome back, True Seeker. It is April 25th, 2023, and in the headlines this morning, Harry Belafonte dead at 96, a very long life lived, and RIP to him. What we're going to talk about, though, is what almost no one would ever question, the death of a 96-year-old. Did he pass on naturally because today was his time, or did he pass on today because his number was up and this world is ruled over by a completely mad group of sick occultists who control the world of entertainment, news, and media? And I'm going to present the case why it looks like he did not expire naturally today, but that his life was taken. And who knows, he could have lived on to be over 100 years old. So before we even get into this, again, just news by the numbers all day, every day. What does news by the numbers mean? You have to know the relevance of numbers, the way numbers have been used going back to Babylon, the importance of language and numbers, the practice of coding numbers into words. Again, one of the top stories yesterday, Aaron Rodgers shipped over to New York at age 39, just like Brett Favre, when we call New York the 39th state. But yesterday was the 114th day of the year. Aaron Charles Rodgers' full name, 114. News by the numbers, all day, every day. So now here we are one day later on the 115th day of the year, and Harry Belafonte, as we know him in the entertainment world, was born Harold Belafonte, with a little bit different spelling, Jr., 115. So his birth name, 115. Now dead on the 115th day of the year. And if you're new here, we know that number is a fateful number because it's the number of death and killing. And notice, in the base ciphers, if you're new here, Gematria is very simple. All these numbers up on the screen are so fateful. They're so connected to death. We talk about them all the time. But again, these are the four base ciphers. The alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26. That's where killing's 74. The alphabetic order with numerology, that's where killing's 38. The reverse alphabetic order, Z is 1 back to A is 26. That's where killing's 115. Reverse in numerology, 43. But there's also another important cipher known as Jewish Gematria, which Derek recently renamed Latin because he's Jewish himself and he thought it was offensive, even though that's the real name of the cipher. No, it's not really called Latin Gematria, but the man who makes this calendar is Jewish and thought he should change it to Latin. But just understand, it's called Jewish Gematria. And in that cipher, killing's also 115. And anyway, 115. Number of death and killing that we've talked about so many times. If you read the articles this morning about Harry Belafonte, almost everyone starts right at the beginning about his relationship with Martin Luther King Jr., who, as we know, was murdered in a major Jesuit ritual. If you don't know who the Jesuits are, they're the Jewish Catholic Alliance. And again, MLK's birthday, 115. Martin Luther King Jr., who assumed the name Martin Luther after the Protestant Reformation leader, killed on the anniversary of Martin Luther becoming a priest, plus killed on the 95th day of the year when Martin Luther wrote the 95 Theses. In the same way, MLK obviously didn't go out naturally. I'm saying the same is true for Harry Belafonte. Maybe he wasn't shot by an assassin, but again, there's a lot of ways to take a person's life. Now, the other thing about 115, let me get rid of the cipher here and just go back to the base ciphers. Notice the word Masonic is also 115. Words like Lucifer are 115. Notice the overlap with Lucifer and killing. It's the exact same in every cipher, right? Masonic is the exact same in all but one cipher. And he's dead at 96. Freemason, 96. Okay? In the thumbnail, you might have noticed I made the colors of the words purple and gold like the color of the Lakers. That's because MLK was killed in Memphis, and right now, LeBron King James is rolling over Memphis, the city where MLK was killed. They like to have LeBron play on MLK Day. They call him King James. He won the only championship for the Cavs on the real King James's birthday, June 19th, when King James's son was King Charles, and those who fought for King Charles were Cavaliers. But notice, Lakers is 96, and so is LeBron. And again, the same people who control the world of rigged NBA control the world of entertainment, music, movies, and that's why they're always syncing up all these rituals together through the numbers. LeBron and Lakers both 96, where Harry Belafonte is dead at 96. Remember, Kareem set the point record in 96. Or excuse me. Kareem set the point record in 84 on the 96th day of the year, in the year LeBron who was born, who LeBron would eventually pass that points record. And let's not forget, the record lasted 38 years. LeBron passed it at age 38 on the 38th day of the year, scoring 38 points. And all throughout LeBron's career, I've been talking about all the deaths connected to LeBron. And now while LeBron's on the Lakers, and remember right when he got there, right when he arrived there, just 2 former UCLA players dropped dead within days. It's been going on all of LeBron's career. Everywhere he goes, death. And now they've changed the name of Staples Center to Crypto.com Arena, and no doubt the nickname for that place in no time is going to be the Crypt, like where the dead bodies are. So I don't see this Harry Belafonte as anything other than another ritual for LeBron and the Jesuit psychopaths who control all these rituals. But dead at 96. And remember what I was saying about the 96th day of the year. We're going to talk more about that too. There's so much more to say about this, but Harry Belafonte, dead at 96. Remember I was talking about on the 96th day of the year, April 6th, they had the Michael K. Williams death in the news. They had the Lance Reddick death in the news. They had the Coolio death in the news. All black men from the entertainment world, all on the 96th day of the year. The divisors of 96, the numbers that divide into the numbers that divide into 42 sum to 96. There's a relationship with 42 and 96. For example, just look at how words like Freemason, Freemason 9642, knowledge 9642. The word math alone is 42. The divisors of 42 go with 96, but all the words for black history that are 42, slavery, Tuskegee, the N-word, Huxtable, Cosby Show, names like LeBron James. LeBron's 96, LeBron James is 42, Black History Month, February, it's got that connection, 9642, but there's a relationship with these numbers. And, names like Martin 42, Malcolm X 42, again, Jackie, of course, Jackie, who had number 42 on him. But anyway, 9642, numbers that tie in with Freemasonry. Modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. The Jesuits are responsible for the language and the calendar. That's why it all fits together so perfectly. So anyhow, and just come back to Lakers too, since we're saying the Lakers factor in here. Lakers got that 9642. Notice when I did a search for his best songs, and they put up these songs up at the top, and then 42 more. They won't do that for every artist, but they do that for a black artist. Reminds me of how Aretha had 42 recorded albums, and a million other things. Reminds me of Elvis, who they said did black music, dead at age 42. And I know some major parallels with Elvis as well. Elvis had his first concert in 54, and then Elvis's breakout year was 56. This man, Harry Belafonte, put out his first album in 54. Here. You guys see how Jesuit order is 54 forward, 72 in reverse? Today has 72 date numerology. His first album in 54, dead on 72 date numerology. Again, sun equals 54. The Jesuits are a sun cult like the Catholic Church. Their logo's the sun. The sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. Talking about the same things almost every day. But anyway, first album in 54, Mark Twain, who said it's easier to fool people than convince them they've been fooled. And then his breakout year was 56, Belafonte and Calypso. 2 albums that year, breakout year. Guess what? He's dead on his 56th day of his age, Harry Belafonte. And as we know, the formal title of the Jesuits, Society of Jesus 56, like Black Lives Matter's 56, like Black Power's 56. Dead on his 56th day of his age when his breakout year was 56, just like Elvis. And then remember what just happened with the 54s and Elvis. Remember his daughter, dead at age 54, right after the Golden Globes that were a big 54 ritual. Golden Globes, like a sun, like how the sun is gold in alchemy. Elvis recorded for Sun Record Studios. But his daughter dead at 54, right after the Golden Globes, where the actor wins Best Actor for portraying the father. And Golden Globes, 54 forwards and backwards, Rituals, numbers. So again, today's date numerology, 4 plus 25 plus 20 plus 23, 72. What a day for him to go. Island in the Sun, one of his big hits. Island in the Sun. And Belafonte was dubbed the King of Calypso. He has a king connection, right? Paralleled to Martin Luther King Jr. King James, going over Memphis where MLK was killed. The eve of this happening. It's like when LeBron, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love combined for a record 101 points between three players, something never done in the NBA, and then the next day the news broke that David Rockefeller was dead at 101. They were playing for Cleveland at the time. The Rockefeller dynasty began in Cleveland. Belafonte was dubbed the King of Calypso after the groundbreaking success of his 56 hit, the Banana Boat song, Deo. He also became a movie star after acting in the film adaptation of the Broadway musical Carmen Jones. Here, let's run the gematria on a few more things. I haven't looked at these things. King of Calypso, 63 forwards and backwards. First of all, 153 like Jesuit order. 63 forwards and backwards, which fits in with Rabbinic Judaism, but also just a number stamped all over history through racism. And for the record, Martin Luther King Jr. got that 307, the 63rd prime. The Banana Boat song, that's the one we all know. Deo. The Banana Boat song, 93. 60 like the N-word. 159 like Black Man. 93 though. If you don't spell out Junior and just do it the way most people do it with the abbreviation, Martin Luther King Jr., JR period, 93. Just like Malcolm X is 93. Just like Black History Month is 93. Like Carter G. Woodson dead on the 93rd day of the year who founded Black History Month. Like just another long pattern. And Carmen Jones. Carmen Jones also has that 63 in it. Go figure. So, remember after the big Jesuit ritual with George Floyd, they talked about that restaurant that changed its name. It had been that since 63. It's when I was talking about everything they were doing to Bill Cosby, 63 just kept coming up again and again and again. It says, but Belafonte's biggest contributions took place offstage. He was a key strategist, fundraiser, and mediator for the civil rights movement. Remember, civil rights equals 64, like Barack Hussein Obama, like the Civil Rights Act in 64, like how Hope's 44 and Obama was elected number 44 years later after MLK was killed on 4/4. He continually risked his entertainment career, and at least once in his life for his activism, he became a close friend of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., who often retired to Belafonte's palatial New York apartment to talk strategy or escape the pressures of leading the civil rights movement. So they get into Nelson Mandela, who went out by the code. And so Bob Dylan, who said he sold his soul to be on the stage. Michael Jackson, who went out by the numbers. The Moonwalker in the year of the turned 11, the year of Apollo 11, the moon landing. All big Jesuit jokes. He did call President George W. Bush the greatest terrorist in the world, which isn't exactly true because he was just a puppet for the greatest terrorist network in the world, which are the Jesuits. Jay-Z and Beyonce, who, again, you know how yesterday I was talking about how everything was 144-54 yesterday? Again, Beyonce got her 24th Grammy the day Kobe, number 24, died in the building where Kobe played, 144 days after her birthday and 54 days from Jay-Z's birthday. The arranged marriage that was on date of Beyonce and Jay-Z marriage. Let me go back and get that one right. April 4th, the anniversary of MLK's assassination. And when you spell out April 4th, it equals 144 and 153 like Jesuit order. You know. He criticized Barack Obama Obama born 8-4, like the year 84, like Jesuit 84, like the year LeBron was born. He criticized Barack Obama so much during the then senator's first presidential run in 2008 that Obama asked him, "When are you going to cut me some slack?" And he says, what makes you think that's not what I've been doing exactly? It's amazing how everybody fell for Obama. Just another politician, another liar who talked out of both sides of his mouth, who represented the same order, made people think things were different simply because of his skin color. Said he'd, end the wars only to escalate them. Anyway, R.I.P. Harry Belafonte. Let me put my eyes on the chat. It says we got 56 likes. How fitting for the man dead on his 56th day of his age, who had his breakout year in 56. If you guys can help hit the like button. Yeah, Jimmy Butler. We liked. Hey, the Heat were an 8-point underdog. If you followed my notes, you probably at least took the Heat with the points last night. But I pointed out, you guys, sometimes it's this simple. In 1984, when David Stern took over the NBA, he said the NBA is not so much about basketball as it is making stars. Butler, 24, likely the son of Michael Jordan. Last night he made his home playoff record on the 24th of the month, 24-24 at home. 24-24 at home with the late comeback as an 8-point dog with the big payout. Lakers looked like Lock City last night. Heat had a good reason to upset. You can always take dogs with the points. Again, you guys put out winning knowledge every day. And again, we're learning to take advantage of the stock market, take advantage of sports. And I don't know why more people aren't supporting the work. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even have to do it. I don't feel like I should even be having to do sports picks, helping people take advantage of the market. I don't feel like I should have to be doing anything else to get people to financially support what I'm doing. But you do get that if you sign up for the Patreon. I feel like people should just be financially supporting the work so we can grow the movement in a massive way and wake people up to the evil that rules over us. I don't know why there's only 4,000 and some people in the world who find this work worth $1 or $2 a month. I don't know why that is. It's pretty sad. But, right, The Matrix was saying that I need to be out. He said his only criticism about me in LA is that I should be doing that at least once a month in a major city. I agree. But it costs money to travel, and not just money, resources, time, energy. There's a little bit more of a risk to it. There's people, I always get the same feedback. Zach, you shouldn't be out there. There's nothing bad going to happen next time. You guys, I'm not worried about all that. I'm worried about what happens if humanity doesn't wake up and we continue down the same path we're on. I mean, look at that picture that's right there on the front page right now. You want to talk about killing? Go back and revisit what old Billy Goat said. And you know who Billy Goat is, right? The guy that up in Seattle, the master of the jab, with his headquarters right across the world from the biggest needle, the Space Needle. But if you don't know what he said at his 2010 TED Talk, Innovating to Zero, you better go listen to at least the first 6 or so minutes of that 30-minute presentation and hear what he had to say about how we can reduce the population. I'll let you know, too, he had like a nice little backdrop with some black African children back there as he talked about it. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to set up a new tier on Patreon for people who would like to see me travel a month and got money to really help make it happen. I think I'm going to make it a $100 tier. Help Zach travel somewhere once a month. If we can get 100 people on that, pledging $100 a month, that's 10 G's. That's more than enough to travel somewhere each month, flight. And it's just like when I've been out lately, I've been spending a lot of time in the car to save money because resources are definitely down. But it would be nice to get like a better night's sleep in an actual bed and be able to travel rather than drive super hard from here to New York, from here to LA. So you guys want to see that happen? You want to see me out doing what we did in LA and San Francisco and Palo Alto and Sacramento and everywhere else we went last year, Oklahoma City, New York City, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, everywhere else we went. Cleveland, you want to see that? Going to take more resources. Again, 100 people at $100 a month, 10,000. 10,000 people at $1 a month is 10,000. But I've been calling that for years, and people aren't stepping up to the plate, saving the money for supersizing the Coca-Cola or the I mean, it's just that's what makes me sad. I go to the grocery store. I don't even know how people still afford potato chips. Like, I'm still watching people walk out with all these bags of potato chips. They're like $5 a bag now. Talk about a reason to go on a diet and start eating better. Just wasting your money on this greasy, salty shit. Fat slobs got endless money for bags of chips, but can't find a group of people who can find getting out the word that could change the world for $1 a month. Can't find enough people who appreciate a guy who's grinded every day for a decade, put out 2 awesome books, and done a million other things, promoted a bunch of people, pay for a social media platform to try and fight censorship. And you know what? Can hardly even get anybody to sign up and use the thing. However, it is getting better in recent days. Thank you. But it's just, there's not enough doers in the world, and there's too many, I don't know, I guess potato chip eaters. So shout out to 13 Serpents again, my man. You don't have to do that. Sometimes I start thinking 13 Serpents is made of money, but then I bet I meet the guy who's probably not made of money, but he donates all the time. Thank you again, 13 Serpents, and thank you to Yada L7. I appreciate it. So anyway, we'll leave it there, you guys. I won't set up the Patreon tier this month because if I do that and people pledge $100, if you pledged it today, it would rebill you again on the 1st. I don't want it to do that. But I'm going to start a new Patreon tier next month at $100 a month. You won't get anything extra on there. It's not part of the plan right now. But you will get all the content that I do put out. You'll get the same thing that pretty much everyone's getting on the $5 tier. But for people who feel like, yeah, right, The Matrix, who want to see me out once a month at a big event, waking people up. Again, it takes money to travel and do things. And, if we got 100 people pledging $100 a month, I can probably hit at least a couple big locations in a month with travel. So, and I think that probably is the better way to do it. Driving, I do prefer driving to flying, but again, it's a lot faster to fly and it's a lot less energy expenditure. So, all right, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. For all you on the sports tier, I will get out the content. We're going to get back on the daily grind and on the market tier. I did take a few days off with the travels, but we're going to get back to it full time today. So that coming soon. Till next time, True Seeker.